question 4. What is a compound name of Cu2O? Okay. So the way we're going to break this down is we're going to separate by their constituents. So Cu, that would actually be copper on the periodic table. As you can see here, on the periodic table, Cu, copper. Alright. And O is known as oxygen. So the first thing you have to note is that based on this, we have copper and oxygen together, and that is a metal. Even though it's a transition metal, it's still a metal and a non-metal bonded together. So together we have an ionic compound which follows its certain naming rules, which effectively goes with ignoring the subscripts. Okay, so now when it comes to at least naming, but you just have to apply the subscripts when it comes to now assigning like what type of charge there is. So oxygen, when you think of the oxidation number for oxygen, it typically likes to be -2. In fact, you can see it on the periodic table that oxygen is on the 16th column, and those prefer typically, specifically oxygen in this case, it prefers to just add 2 more electrons to fill its octet rule. So there's one oxygen, if I wrote it like this, Cu2O, if one oxygen with -2, to still get a neutral element, which is a key here, a neutral element, you now have to have a +2 from the copper. And there's 2 of them, meaning that copper is +1. So this is a copper 1 ion. So like I said, you don't really use the subscript, but for transition metals, the key thing is that they have different types of ions they can produce. Like copper can be copper 1 or copper 2, and there's iron that can be iron 3 and iron 2, and those usually denote how many electrons it's being able to give away. So with that being said, we have copper 1, because in this case each one is +1, oxygen. But we're not done yet, okay? When you're naming really any, well, not any, but most molecular compounds that have a cation and anion, the anion side, the ending has to be fixed, okay? We don't have oxygen. We replace the Y part with oxide, okay? This is how you're supposed to finish off the anion part of naming molecular compounds. So the compound name for Cu2O is copper 1 oxide, okay? So let's see here. Yep, it's ionic. Copper's +1 because oxygen -2, and we get copper 1 oxide. This is correct. And now for question 5.